Family, what is good? It's your guy, Matt the Rebel, back with another video for you today. Family, listen to me and listen to me carefully. I'm pretty sure everybody feels the same way when I say this. 2021 has by far been one of the roughest years of some of our lives. Some of us have gone through things that we could never imagine in our wildest dreams or nightmares with regards to COVID-19, COVID-20 and 21, Omicron, Delta, blah, blah, blah. All you guys know how it goes, right? But nonetheless, when it comes to the sneaker game, I feel that a lot of us picked up some gems. And I see a lot of other creators out here doing a top 10 sneakers of the year type of list. Me personally, I'm not really going to do a overall top 10. Reason being is because top 10s are so opinionated, you know, like there's so many different things and creators look at so many different things as to why this shoe is number one, why this shoe is number 6, why this shoe is number 3. And me personally, family, that's not really my lane or my avenue. I don't really care if a shoe had 10,000 pairs that dropped. That's not going to make a shoe more appealing to me than a shoe that had 1 million pairs produced. Personally, I don't really care about stuff like that. If the shoe is appealing, if the shoe has some type of sentimental value to you, or if it has some type of sentimental value for you, if there's a story behind it, if the materials are good, if the laces are on point, if the box is beautiful, if there's a story, like all of those different things to me is what goes into a top 10 shoe of the year. So me personally, family, I am going to be doing and giving to you guys my top 8 sneakers currently in my collection that I believed I copped this year for the year of 2021. So let's go ahead, let's jump into the video, family. Let's go. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the Rebel Gang channel, family, as always, I have to introduce and welcome our new subscribers to the family, guys. Welcome to the rebellion. Welcome to the most lit family in all of YouTube. If you hear this audio recording, maybe the most lit family on some type of podcast streaming network, I have no idea. It's actually my first time using a microphone, and I think I'm doing pretty well at it. So let me not go overboard and keep talking about that. But of course, welcome, guys. If you're new to the channel, follow me on IG at Mac the Rebel, Twitter, throw an underscore at the end of the name. Thank you for hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and of course, watching some videos. So with that being said, family, let's go ahead and get into my top. Sorry, I thought I had a top 10. My top 8 sneakers in my collection that I copped this year. And none of them they're not going to really be ranked in any particular order, but you'll be able to hear my story behind each one and why I selected these shoes. Okay, so I'm just going to start left to right, how I'm looking at the shoes on the ground right now. And we're going to go ahead and do it like that. Okay, so number 1 or number 8 are no ranking in order. Okay, the first shoe I'm going to start with is the Air Jordan Retro 1 University Blue. Okay, now family, for those of you who do not know, I played a game called on Twitter. You know, this was actually my entry into the Atmos Collectors Club. Atmos allowed me to purchase this shoe at retail, of course, and all you had to do was submit whatever they were asking for. When I entered, it was your favorite Jordan and why. And of course, that is my Air Jordan Retro 4 Green Glow. That is my favorite shoe. To some, that's like, why is that your favorite shoe? It's not a grail. It doesn't have to be a grail, family. That shoe has been with me and stood the test of time through some sticky situations that I've been in. And so shout out to Atmos USA, man. The Air Jordan Retro 1 University Blue is one of my top pickups for 2021. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the second shoe. Now, some people I know a lot of sneakerheads out there are probably going to say, yo, Mac, what in the heck are you talking about? And you know what, family, that's okay. Like, it really is. That is okay. But I gotta give major credit to the Air Jordan Retro 1 High OG craft, handcrafted, or whatever you want to call it. This shoe actually took my breath away, personally. I believe a lot of people slept on it because I think a lot of people didn't buy into it because there wasn't the hype factor behind it. Now, right here, you actually have some really good materials, man. You have some really amazing tumble leather, some suede. And for those of you who are listening to this on the podcast, or I guess I will start a podcast using this, who knows? For those of you who aren't seeing the visual to this, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel at Mac the Rebel. Of course, for those of you who are currently watching on YouTube, of course, you guys can see it in my hand right now. But the materials on this thing are amazing. Oh, and family, by the way, every shoe that I talk about is on my YouTube channel for a review. So make sure you check them out, okay? The materials on this are bananas, guys. The leather on here is incredible. This is the type of suede we want to see, or suede nubuck mix. This is the type of materials we need to see on every single Jordan 1 high going forward. All jokes aside, we gotta have it, okay? The interior is quilted and lined to perfection, family, so gotta give major credit to the Air Jordan Retro 1 High OG craft, okay? Now, next on my list is actually a Yeezy. I don't particularly do sneaker resale. Actually, I really hate doing sneaker resale. I hate buying shoes at a resale. If I can't get it at retail, normally I look past it. But this shoe caught my eye to the point where I was like, you know what, I gotta have it. And so the next shoe on the list, family, is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 V1 in Flame Amber. Now, this has been a shoe that I've probably worn now maybe like 9 or 10 times. It just goes so well with so many different things in my closet, so many different clothes that I would wear in general. And so I gotta give a major shout out to my guy Flea99. You follow him on IG, guys. He is one of the most reasonable and trusting resellers out here in the DMV. I gotta give him a shout out because he's the reason why I got this shoe. I didn't hit on the Confirmed app. I didn't hit on anyone's first come first serve, raffles, nothing. And he was able to get me this shoe at a really good price. He even gave me the receipt from the store he got it from. I'm not gonna say he's gonna do that for everybody, but gotta give my guy a major shout out. So you guys definitely make sure you check out the review on the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 V1 in Flame Amber. Okay, materials on this are sick, and of course, Boost technology, hands down, second to none as far as comfort goes. Now, the next shoe is a shoe that a lot of people are going to look at. Look, man, at the end of the day, all of this is opinionated. Okay, this isn't my top 8 shoes that have released this year. These are my favorite shoes that dropped this year. I don't care about, oh, well, it was limited. As I said before, none of that really matters to me, family. So the next shoe on my top 8 favorite shoes in my collection currently, I gotta give it to the Sean Witherspoon Super Turf Adventure, specifically the Atmos collab. Now, for those of you who do not know, I am a fan of the Atmos brand. I go to the Atmos store up here in Washington, D.C. all the time. Just a really, really dope store, really dope staff. Got to give a major shout out to a few of the homies that work there, such as my guy Mark, Jacob, Iris, Ty, Zell, Mia. Who am I missing? Stan, Julian. And if I missed anybody, then I'm sorry, but the team that's there right now, amazing team, amazing customer service. I was able to walk in and get the Atmos collab Sean Witherspoon Super Turf Adventure in my size, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this is probably one of the top 5 most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. It is built for the trails. I mean, it's super turf for a reason. It's built for hiking, built for comfort, and of course the details with the 2 extra bags that come on the top of the shoe. It's incredible, and you can definitely utilize this with different outfits or utilize it for your everyday commute or everyday travel. However you want to do it, you can do it with this shoe, okay? Now, next on the list, family, we're going to go back to Jordan brand. And this shoe at the time was just a normal sneaker pickup for me, okay? I picked this sneaker up from the Nike store up here in Washington, D.C. And at first, this was a sneaker that a lot of people were just kind of like, you know what? I don't know. This is cool. Get it, blah, blah, blah. The next sneaker is the Air Jordan Retro 3 Georgetown, okay? And the reason why this shoe is on my list is because when I moved to Washington, D.C., and this is a story that I'll tell, you know, sometime down the road, not today, of course, but when I moved to Washington, D.C., family, I did not realize the impact that being in the DMV, the Washington, D.C. area, I did not realize the type of impact it was going to have on my YouTube career. For those of you who don't know, this time last year, we had 100 subscribers on the channel and maybe like 5 videos, I believe. Someone fact checked me. I can't really remember. But because we've been putting content out constantly. But I gotta give a major shout out to the DMV area, man. I met some really dope people, made some great connections, and I felt it personal to get a sneaker that represents the area of DC, the DMV that I'm always in, that being Georgetown. Okay, and so when I saw this shoe, the navy blue, I'm a fan of darker fall tone colors, and so the Air Jordan Retro 3 Georgetown with its beautiful navy blue composite leather, amazing, of course, as we know, amazing elephant print going around the side of the shoe, and crispy white mid and outer sole, guys. I had to have this shoe, and yes, it will be staying in the collection forever. All right, Air Jordan Retro 3 Georgetown. Next shoe on the list, family, is a sneaker that was on my grail list, a shoe that I never thought was ever going to come back out. I remember back in 06 when the shoe was first announced, I was a 16-year-old trying to figure out a way to get this shoe. I had no idea how to get it. I had no idea that you had to go through all these loops and jumps, and it was an exclusive for some specific people or something like that. I had no idea. And still to this day, I still do not realize how important that shoe was to me. I wanted this shoe so bad, and when it was announced that it was coming back out this year and it was going to be an abundance of pairs, I did not care. That shoe, family, is the Air Jordan Retro 4 Lightning, number 4 on my grail list. I told myself, I don't care how many pairs are made. I don't care what it box. I don't care nothing about any of that. I gotta have this shoe. Was able to hit a couple of pairs. Shout out to some of my friends out there who actually helped me able to secure a pair. And I was actually able to secure a pair for my daughter as well. So Air Jordan Retro 4 Lightning. The yellow on this is beautiful. You guys check out the review. It is on my channel in the Grail Check series. So you guys make sure you check that out, okay? We're going to jump back to Reebok, okay? Actually, no, not jump back. We're going to go to Reebok. And there is a shoe that really brought some nostalgia to my heart, to my life. I remember being a little kid, 11 years old, or maybe I was 10 years old I was 10 years old at the time, hadn't turned 11 yet. And I remember the 2001 NBA Finals. I remember watching that infamous crossover, step back, boom, fadeaway jump shot, far right baseline, and the infamous step over by my all-time favorite NBA player, Allen Iverson, man. So, family, the next shoe on my top 8 favorite pickups of the year, of course, has to go to the Reebok Answer 4 Step Over. Wow, family. I really didn't think I was ever going to see this shoe again. And it wasn't even something that I really thought about until I remember how I felt as a 11-year-old in that moment when AI hit that beautiful shot, when he hit that beautiful step back jump shot, that fadeaway, and then he stepped over his defender. And I gotta say, being a kid in Raleigh, North Carolina, playing AAU basketball at the time with some pretty ferocious players myself, some of which who are in the NBA right now, some of which who have played overseas, some of which who are still some dogs to this day on the court. When you're that aspiring basketball player who loves to score the rock, and you see at the time the NBA MVP and scoring champion hit that move, you want something to represent that moment. And I'm so glad that Reebok brought back the infamous step over sneaker that was worn by AI in that moment. So shout out to Reebok, man. Of course, I'm glad I have this shoe. I wish I would have got 2 or 3 pairs of them, but I'm actually cool with the one. And then, of course, the last shoe on my top 8 favorites is actually a shoe that I think everybody was able to get. I hope everybody was able to get. And that shoe is the Air Jordan Retro 11 Cool Gray. And no, I'm not saying it just because, oh, it's the Jordan 11. Family, I was there in 2010. I remember being lined up outside of Concord Mills Mall on the outskirts of Charlotte, North Carolina. I remember trying to get this sneaker. I was towards the back of the line, and you know, it's funny when you see people trying to get sneakers and they go crazy over the sneaker. This was one of the shoes I just wanted. I wanted to have it in my collection. It's a very neutral shoe. As we all know, the grays on it are very cool, but the shoe is really dope. And so for me, I had to have the shoe. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to get that shoe, family. I really did not. And that's actually at the time I was like, man, do I even want to be in the sneaker game right now? So anyways, long story short, Concord Mills Mall security was terrible that year. The doors flung open, and I was at the section of the mall that opened last. There were people running throughout the mall trying to run the Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, the Nike store, all these different stores that were in that mall to get this shoe. I was one of the last people to get in, and I did not secure a pair in my size. So I was like, you know what? I don't even want a pair at all. And then at that moment, I was like, you know what? I guess I'll just never have the cool grays. And then it was announced that the cool grays were going to be the end of the year Jordan 11 for the year. I had to have it, man. I had to have it. So hit on the sneakers app. Believe that or not, right? Hit on the Nike sneakers app. Was able to get the Air Jordan Retro 11 cool gray in my size, man. And I got to say, family, this has been one heck of a year. So Rebel Gang, with that being said, man, it's your guy Mac the Rebel. I'm checking out of this video. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's a little bit longer than our normal videos on the channel, but I had to bring you guys a look at the top 8 shoes of 2021 that are in my collection. Not some, oh well, this collab was this because of this. And no, man, I made a collection. I made a top list of the shoes in my collection, some of which I've worn, some of which are still DS, which is cool. But let's make the sneaker game a cultural thing again, instead of it just being about hype and hype beast and who's got the most expensive sneaker in their collection. I could have done a top collection that featured some off-whites, some unions, but I left that in the back, man. There's no purpose to have a collection of just all hype. Let me know how you feel about sneakers. And you know what? In the comment section, in the comment section, family, let me know your thoughts and opinions on my list. And if you want, list out your top 8 in the comment section. I would love to chat with some of you about what your top 8s are. Okay. Now, with that being said, it's your guy, Matt the Rebel. Family, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for clicking that link, taking that link, whatever, man, and just being engaged on the channel. It means a lot. 2022 is upon us. 2021 is now gone. By the time you see this video, I'm not sure when you'll see this video, but nonetheless, family, I appreciate you. I love you, and I thank you so much for being engaged on the Rebel Gang channel. I love y'all, and I'll see you next time. Peace.